Where the idolaters are. Okay.
So as it turns out, man is creating in a unique way. We know that in the book of Genesis, it's also in the Quran, in that man is binary, which means God collected the clay of the earth and blew into it his spirit. In Arabic, it's kind of like a word like nephesh in Hebrew. So therefore, man is made of two things. Unlike frogs and chickens, and I know you, the viewers, love your dogs. Your dog is not created. We'll just use the term in the image of God, and I don't know what that means, but that means a dog or a gorilla does not have a divine soul in it.
I don't know what this guy is talking about, I swear. I don't know what the hell he means, a divine soul. Does he mean a soul created by God? Then he doesn't know what he's talking about. He's a Bible pervert. Dogs, gorillas, his ancestor, Magilla gorilla, they have souls. They have the breath of life in them. They are living souls. And I'm going to give you the receipts. This guy who thinks he knows the Old Testament. I want you to hear this, right? Divine soul. They don't have divine soul, right? I'm going to bury this lie.
When God came to creating man, he took the clay of the earth. And what's striking is that we now know that we're actually made of stardust, which is very, very striking.
We now know we're
he
made of
shaped
stardust.
it into the form of a man and then blew
Stardust? Doesn't science say everything's made of stardust? We come from the stars?
into it his spirit. So if in some way the creation of man was conveying, as Christians argue, the doctrine of the Trinity, then why isn't Jesus also creating light? Or why isn't he creating the animals or the fish? Why doesn't he say, let us make fish? See, if Jesus is a part of the creator, as actually is stated in the prologue of John, why doesn't it say anywhere else? What's unique for man is that man literally is summoning two things. Number one, the physical material of the world that he had already created. Everything else that God created was created ex nihilo, which means from absolutely nothing. That's what unique is about God. But when it came to man, he took something that already existed, the clay of the earth, and then something else, and that is that metaphysical soul, that spirit, whatever that is in us, and that's why it's let us. Those two things combined together.
You see what he says? He's talking to the elements. You see that, right? He's talking to the elements. Hear it? Hear it one more time.
Number one, the physical material of the world that he had already created. Everything else that God created was created ex nihilo, which means from absolutely nothing. That's what unique is about God. But when it came to man, he took something that already existed, the clay of the earth, and then something else, and that is that metaphysical soul, that spirit, whatever that is in us, and that's why it's let us. Those two things combined together, and pow, we have man. And again, that's why God doesn't say, let us make light. Doesn't say, it's only man that's binary. It's completely unique.
So do you understand? Because I don't think he understands that supposedly God is talking to elements. Let us make man, the soul and the dust. You see that interpretation? Because I'm probably going to have to spend the rest of this session breaking this down.
I see.
Okay. 3-minute, 35-second mark. Let me see if he says anything else. 3-minute, 35-second mark.
So in that portion of the passage, the way that I usually interpret it is, so in Genesis 1, verse 26, it says, let us make man in our image. The verse following right after that, I believe it's verse 27, it then repeats and it says, so God made man in his image. Would you say that that is an evidence that it's not a multi-personal God or a triune God?
Not when speaking to a Christian. It means if you as a Muslim and I as a Jew were having a conversation, because we worship one true God, the only true
worship
God.
The one true God. Are you hearing it? Unlike you Christians, you're pagans. But he and the Muslims worship the one true God. You hear it? But watch how it's going to backfire against them.
One being, one person.
One being, one person. Nowhere stated in the Old Testament, by the way. But let's go there.
Alone. So we can have that conversation, you and I, and we would agree on that. That's correct. Let us, and then it goes to the singular. But the problem is when engaging a Christian, and both you and I do that, we don't want to fight. We want them to repent of idolatry. That's our goal. Or else what are we doing here? So
See, the pagan pig is calling you guys idolaters. Listen to this. And you guys want me to review this so I can be angry? You know I'm an angry person to begin with.
Christian would then go, aha, that's the nature of Jesus. There is a triune nature, a three persons, and a hypostatic union, all grow.
Hypostatic union? Do you know of any Trinitarian that says the Trinity is the hypostatic union? Do you know any Christian that says the Trinity is the hypostatic union? Hypostatic union refers to the one uncreated, eternal, divine hypostasis, person, the Word taking to himself a human nature, a physical body. Does anyone know of any educated Trinitarian says the Trinity is the hypostatic union? Hypostasis refers to the persons. They're not one person. Anyway.
Greek philosophical ideas that the church still to this day doesn't agree on. But whatever that means, they'd say, aha, so there you have the plurality of the multi-persons, and then you have the oneness in verse 27. And that's why, as an apologist, you're a person who engages in apologetics, you're opening the door for Christians to go, yeah, there's the three and one, three and then one. And in fact, I would just say, and I think you would agree with me, it doesn't really answer the question. We really want to know, why is man created of multiple things? Now we know we are actually, in some way, we have an immortal soul, and neither of us are going to pretend to know exactly what that means, but we're created in God's image in some metaphysical but grand plan. The whole world is created for us. So I believe that you always want to give the clear, direct answer. And this, of course, harkens to Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, which we find in the next chapter, where God collects the clay of the earth and breathes in the spirit of life, which is found in the Torah. Of course, it's in the Quran.
Watch how it's going to bury him. Okay. 5-minute, 49-second mark. Now let's go into in-depth exegesis. Ready? 5-minute. Guys, I'm going to forget the timestamp. 5-minute, 49-second mark. Okay. Watch the burial. Ready? Class has begun. Class has begun. 5-minute, 49-second mark. 5-minute, 49-second mark. Okay, ready? Please. Class has begun. Things I've discussed. I'm going to use Genesis to bury this guy. Now watch how dumb this guy is. He just told you the let us make man in our image. Our image means those elements, right? Soul, dust. But now watch the contradiction. Guys, I want you to watch the contradiction, man. Guy thinks he's smart. Okay, guys, watch the contradiction. Pray the Spirit will illuminate me and through me to illuminate you. But you got to listen. Don't be distracted. Lord, bless the numbers for your glory. Then God said, let us make man in our image according to our likeness, so that they will have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the sky, over the cattle, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth. God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created a male and female, he created them. Now watch, guys. See, when God makes people stupid, it's amazing how stupid they be. All right, now watch. Ben, chime in less and just focus, brother. I love you. If God is talking to the elements, soul and dust, that means we are being made in the image of God and those elements, right? But then that means when it says we're made in the image of God, it just said that the dust is God's image. See what he just did? But because he's demonized in his hate for Jesus, he didn't just catch that he just said the dust, the soul, those elements are God's image. Because if you're made in the image of the one God, how then can you say God is speaking to the dust and to the soul or the elements? Because it says you're in the image of God, not in the image of God and the dust and the whatever it was. So he just made the dust the image of God. So his God is made of dust? Or does his God have a body of dust that's uncreated? You see that, keys to the rock? Everyone got it? Everyone got it? Do you understand? No, he didn't mean to say this, but he thought he's being smart. He's waxing eloquent. Whoever the us are, they must be God. If we're created in God's image, then that means the us must be the one God, and they have the same image, unless he wants to extend the image of God to the dust, which he doesn't, and to the angels. Does he want to say angels are in the image of God? So that God's image, right, is the image of angels and men, because angels and men are in the image of God, so we image God? Well, we got a problem with that interpretation. Are you ready? We got a problem. Yeah, so stardust is God's image. We got a problem because the angels did not create man. God did it by himself. So how can God say to angels, let us make man in our image, and angels image God as humans image God? So it's the same image that we all bear when angels did not create at all. That was a dilemma that Jimmy Akin and the late Michael Eisner had to overcome, and they did a pathetic job. Well, he didn't really invite them to create. So then why say, let us make man in our image? They were only passerbys who were observing. They had no part in the creation. No part whatsoever. How do I know? Here you go. You ready for the deep dive? I'm going to use just Genesis to destroy his argument. I don't even need to touch the New Testament. And then I'm going to bring up the Targums, the Aramaic paraphrase, of Genesis. You ready for me? It's going to take me 2 hours just on this. So, man, I don't know when I'm going to finish my response to this guy. Woo, if it's like this, woo, I'm already tired. Pray for my health and strength and holiness. Okay. Job 38, 4-7. Now, I'm going to also bring up the NIV. Stop all and to Israel. I have no idea what the hell this guy's talking about. Here, let's send you first class ticket to the Wailing Wall. NIV, so you know who the sons of God are. Here you go. Where were you when I laid the earth's foundation? Tell me if you understand. Who marked off its dimensions? Surely you know. Who stretched a measuring line across it? And what were its footings set? Or who laid its cornerstone? While the morning stars sang together and all the angels shouted for joy. The sons of God here are angels. Did you note they are passive observers? They saw God create. They didn't share in the creation. They are passive observers. They did not create. They were created and looked at God create, do the creating. You guys see that, right? Everyone got this? You got to let me know. It's a class. So I'm trying to help you learn your faith as well. Keystone to the Rock. You love this session? God bless you, brother. Love you too, Keystone to the Rock. I didn't know that. That this one part blessed you. All right. So that's one. How about Isaiah 44, 24? Thus says Yahweh, your Redeemer, and the one, sorry, my throat, who formed you from the womb. I, Yahweh, am the maker of all things, stretching out the heavens by myself, spreading out earth all alone. So who helped God? Who helped God? Nobody. So it can't be angels. But he wants stardust to be in the image of God.